Hey subscribers, So's back. So, for this video, I'm going to be talking about my happiness, and what we can find necessarily joy in our lives. So, let's get started. So, as you can see in the last video, I was quite hyped about Final Fantasy 16 because it's been the shit. But in this video, I'm going to be talking about happiness in terms of what I find joy to do in my life, because I have gone through, at least in this year, honestly, the most anxious and scary moments of my life. So, yeah. To start off, I want to talk about what is happiness. Now, for me, happiness is, you could throw out words like joy or all those things, but I think ultimately at the end of the day, even days that I don't feel like super joyous or like I'm like, heck yeah, I think these past few months I have felt the happiest I've ever been, even if I don't show it. And it mainly comes down to the fact that it's 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 a much better feeling living without chest tightness or other things that anxiety like caused me, that it caused me for a while. Mind you, I still have things I gotta work on, and also honestly, I'm not gonna be happy 24/7. Sometimes I might, get pissed off. Sometimes I might act out or not feel the greatest, but that's part of living. The one thing that I think I keep using the term fix, and funny enough, I don't admit a lot of things that my mom are right about, but I do admit one thing. My mom does not say you can't fix. I think, and I agree, you could just improve and grow and further on. But I love using the term fix. I don't know why. I think it's just my mentality of trying to fix things. And so one thing I want to work on is my happiness in terms of college. Now, I wanted to make a whole entire video about college and like my experience, which I might still, I'm not 100% sure. But in terms of college, I have found happiness, yes, through my classes. I do enjoy them. I do enjoy growing and learning about topics I actually enjoy about, unlike high school. And I will say, talking to others that are interested in the same larger than life topics, not just joking around and swearing all the time, is kind of nice. But one thing that has brought me true, just, I don't know, like if it's a satisfaction or happiness or joy, funny enough, is not being a poli-sci major, it's working with kids. So over the summer, I'm a camp counselor, and it's just such an invigorating experience. There are times where it's hard and I get frustrated, and it's like, kids can be a hassle sometimes, especially young ones, because I deal with the young age group, not the 12 and up. I'm more like 4, 5, 6. Because me personally, I think. Oh, let me segment into a little story real quick. One day, I came back to the place I work after not being there for a little bit, and one of the kids comes running to me, and it's like, Sebastian, it's so great to see you. Are you coming back? I missed you so much, dude. Like, are you gonna be here? And unfortunately, like due to circumstances, I couldn't be there, and it was not just heartbreaking, but like, it's it's such a good feeling to see that I'm the joy in someone's day, especially like from a little kid where they're like, you are like, no matter who you are, you're the superstar of that day. You can make their day like one of like a great memory for them, and I think that's such a great feeling. But not just that, like I love, Funny enough, if I titled this video, and I think I would get a lot more attention like this, and people would be like, "Oh my God, that's a predator." Like it title this, "I love kids." That would be pretty insane title. But no, I mean, it's even with elderly people. I think in society, the way we treat our elderly and our kids, from my personal opinion, it's wrong. Like, I feel like with the elderly, we just, oh, you're retired, oh, you're old, oh, you don't know nothing. I'm not gonna communicate with you. You're an elder. Get out of here. I personally love talking with old people because I think they have so much not just insight in the world, but things we can draw from them or things we can teach them, so they can continue to progress even if they're not in the workforce anymore. But it's the same thing with kids. Like, funny enough, I've learned a lot from kids, like just basic skills. Like they don't intentionally teach me, but my soft skills have grown so much working with younger children. And it's just it's such a fun experience. At the same time, though, I'm not becoming a teacher, or who knows, maybe I am. It's my first year in college. My point is I'm a poli sci major at my university, and while I do love politics, like I've loved them for quite a long time. I love debating. I love understanding what's going on in the world, and hopefully we can try and solve all these major issues that we have in the world. But at the same time, it's like it doesn't give me that sense of, I guess, lower. I don't know. It's hard to put in a certain type of terminology. But I'd say I want to have a great impact on the world, but at the same time, I don't want my impacts to not just like I want this is a little bit selfish, but I don't want my impact in the world just to affect others. I want my impact in the world to affect me. And so I want my impact in the world to be like, if I was to go into that teaching routes, I could provide information for children or for even teenagers and give my insight into things. And I think that's just such a cool thing to be able to pass along knowledge to future generations. I feel like in political science, I could change ideas, but some people, especially when they're adults, are so hard set on their certain ideals, which I'm glad, you have your own opinion, you have your own ideals. But sometimes it's like things have to change within the country or state or wherever you live. Some things have to change in order for the betterment of everyone. And I feel like I get my most happiness passing my knowledge onto others, especially when that's younger people who are my age. It's a bit complicated because there a lot of people nowadays are kind of just like, instead of hearing you out, I feel like it's huge thing to just ignore others. And I feel like, for my social media rant, I didn't talk about this, but it really blinds people. Social media, they don't look into things, they don't research topics, they just see a major headline and they're like, you're wrong, I'm right. But yeah, I mean, I guess I don't know if this is a thought experiment or what, but I've thought about this for the past month, and it's like I don't really know what I want to do in the future. Funny enough, like a few months ago, I was so concerned about the future. I was like, "Oh my God, I have to get a job. I'm gonna be homeless. I need to do something for the future. I need to do." But honestly, I'm good at the moment of where I am, and hopefully an opportunity arises to, I don't know what the future holds, and possibly an opportunity arises, and I go in the teaching direction. At the end, though, I'm kind of glad where I am. I just hope that in the future, whatever I work in, it's something that I can have an impact on. Because I think when I have an impact on others, or I can be that person's hero, or a part of their good part of their day. I hope that can be in my career, because that's honestly, I think, genuinely the best feeling ever. Now, yeah, there are small things you can do, but it's just something so magical about being able to, like, not necessarily just pass on knowledge, but to enact your hobbies and other things. I guess is also another aspect. Like, in the future, I can't wait to be a father. Like, um, it's I feel really uh, sad about the kids, because I know quite a few parents and kids that, you know I don't have the greatest relationships. Every kid doesn't have the greatest relationship, like, with their parent. There might be a few bumps here and there, but that's part of life. And I personally think raising a child is such a special thing, and the fact that you neglect. Okay, I'm going into this whole, like, complete off topic. I just realized I went from talking about college and happiness to all the way to talking about me being a father in the future. Wow, I need to focus. Yes. Aha, refocused. Now let's get back into what I was originally talking about. Who knows? I might do another segment even talking about fatherhood. Um, and dive into my personal aspects of fatherhood and, my father. But it's. I genuinely hope that, I don't even care at this point what my career is. Back then I was like, I have to make this certain amount of money to survive and to become successful. But I'm at the point in my life where, I don't really care what job I get. I just care that I'm happy with my job, and that my job has an impact on others that is positive, not necessarily negative, because, that wouldn't make me feel too good, and that wouldn't be good for other people. So, and I think that's honestly the true aspect of success. You know what? That's the video title. What is success? Long pause. Did I get you? No. Okay. So I've done a bit of rambling about college, what I want to do as a career. But I think I mainly just did this thought experiment to come to the conclusion that a success for me has resulted into making lots of money and being, like, a successful career that makes a lot of money and, like, cool hours. So now I just want to be a good person and do a job that I quite enjoy. I think success is different for everyone, yes, but for me personally, I think success is being able to obtain something you love, whether that's a wife, a husband, a kid, a job. Once you obtain that in your life, or that aspect of your life, I think that's true success. I think, while, for example, my mother doesn't have the most successful job, but I think she has found some success, I think, in raising me, because she does genuinely love me as, a child. She loves family, she loves the family aspects. And, I admire that about her, because, I don't think I've been that successful in finding feelings for family. Like, I don't really understand the whole family complex aspect. And, yeah, I mean, it's it's interesting. I wonder how these next few years are going to play out. I don't really know what's in store for me, but I'm going to keep on doing my classes and see what the future holds. For once, I'm excited for the future. Not anxious for the future. I'm happy.